Ladies and gents, I welcome you to the short event and I hope to provide you some suggestions and informations for the future decisions. My name is Bart Schmitz and I'm the Managing Director of the company Pfaudler Interseal. For more than 20 years, I have been dealing with the subject of sealing technology. During this time, I was able to develop new technologies, gain experience in material science, and implement my experience in the optimization of production processes in the field of sealing technology. Before we start, a short overview: who is Pfaudler? Pfaudler is one of the world's leading companies in the field of corrosion-resistant technologies for the industry. The group operates in more than 100 countries with 12 manufacturing facilities located in 4 continents. Our broad portfolio of technologies marketed under the names of Pfaudler, Normark, Marvac, Athlon, and Interseal includes glass-lined and alloy equipment, laboratory and process glass, filter and dryers, fluoropolymers, and sealing technologies. Today, I will briefly guide you through the following points: a look to the decision makers, the production selection, the unique key advantage of our dry9000, and a short look to the total cost of ownership by technology. The optimal sealing system must meet a lot of requirements of the different decision makers. There's a process engineer who considers functionality important, the maintenance teams who care about plannable revisions, the asset manager who must keep an eye on the cost, and the plant engineer for whom a wide range of application is very important. The process engineer looks mainly to contamination-free production, a pharma design by standard, engineering solutions, and a multi-purpose process. The maintenance engineer looks very often to a cartridge unit, which is easy to assemble. He likes to have no supply systems, and he likes to plan his revision. The plant engineer looks to mastering his process. For him, it's very important to have a wide application range. And of course, he likes to have a seal which fits into his individual machine. And we have the asset manager who has an eye on an easy part concept, spare part concept. He looks that he has a really long lifetime for his sealing solution. And of course, again, a solution which fits into his machine. If you look at the currently available sealing solutions for slow-moving mixing units, you will find 3 solutions in different technical versions. So it's stuffing box, mechanical seal, and lip seal systems. If you think about what makes a sealing system valuable, one quickly comes to the conclusion that lifetime and avoidance of unplanned failures are the main cost drivers. A high product quality, which can be achieved by a contamination-free technology, is also an essential aspect that should be taken into account. Cost optimization can be reduced by reducing or eliminating complex supply systems. And last but not least, a smart spare part concept is relevant. The number of different spare parts to reduce and obtain them from stock as far as possible reduces the value of non-working capital. The cost drivers are different for each technology. If you compare the technology in terms of lifetime and the result costs over a period of 5 years, you get the picture we see here. Of course, every case is different and therefore the savings are sometimes more or less high. There are several reasons why the dry9000 technology shown here is at the front. I will name the most important ones right away. If you look to the companies today, and I can say this from my own experience, you're usually skeptical about new technologies. the process of new development of existing technologies in order to introduce them is bound up to a lot of hurdles. Therefore, the process shown here, let's call it a development process in the company, is often lengthy and almost associated with fears. However, what is essential is the fact that if you want to develop further and optimize yourself, you have to try new things and also maybe have to take some risk. Otherwise, you will stop and run after the other. Let's take a look to the points where you can get rid of and how you can save money and reduce your costs. The negative impact of a shaft of the shaft moving, the accepted leakage of the barrier medium, variety of expensive support systems for operating a seal, choosing the right barrier, maybe choosing the wrong barrier, and of course, unplanned production interruptions, which you don't want to see. The first important point is to avoid the forces that arise during the production processes and hit the sealing system. Most systems are unable to reduce this effect at all. Some reduce the effect by using balancing elements, such as spring, built into the sealing system. The fact remains, however, the forces are inside the sealing system, so only the consequences are felt. The dry9000, the seal which we see here on the screen, one step further and absorbs the forces outside the sealing system. That's where the red circle is. And that's why the sealing system can work without any negative influence from that. The dry run and the possibility of a contamination-free production round off the lead. Minimizing the necessary monitoring system and eliminating unplanned production downtimes with smart alarm system puts this technology at the front of the cost reduction. So if we look to this movie here, it explains a little bit how the seal works. You can see that the seal is able to follow the movements of the agitator shaft. And if you look into the details, you will see that the main sealing system, which consists of a lip and a stainless steel ring and a lip and so on, has not to handle any forces which are coming out of the process. All forces are compensating in the compensating elements which are outside the sealing systems. This is what we have here. The red arrows are the forces which are coming out of the sealing system, and they are going over the stabilizing elements, what are in fact bearings. They're going over the body of the seal into the compensating elements, and so they are away from the main sealing system. Any questions? At this point of the presentation, I would give you the possibility to ask me technical details if you have some, or something what is already okay for you. We can go into the details if you want. I can discuss a little bit more how the sealing system works in detail, but that's very technical. If you don't have any questions, I will give you the possibility to send us questions whenever you want. And we will come back with detailed answers and technical details discussions on site, and we can go to your personal problems, to your individual problems, and try to find the best solution for your sealing system to optimize the cost situation. Wenn es keine Fragen mehr gibt, dann können wir den Stream an diesem Punkt auch gerne beenden und Sie können sich, wie gesagt, jederzeit an uns wenden. Thank you very much for listening.